In this session, we'll understand the clinical importance of lipids and briefly we will study the lipid profile. Now, the major lipids present in the plasma are fatty acids, triglycerides, cholesterol and phospholipids. Other lipid soluble substances present in much smaller amounts like steroid hormones. Now, elevated plasma concentrations of lipids, particularly cholesterol, are related to the pathogenesis of atherosclerosis. Now, here in this session or in this topic, we are concentrating on the clinical importance of lipids. In earlier sessions, we understood that lipids play a very important role in the normal functioning of the body and normal functioning of the cells, right? Like proteins, lipids are also very important. They control so many different biochemical reactions. So many different types of functions are dependent on the lipid molecules. Now, any change, any disturbance in the levels of the lipid molecules may affect the normal functioning of those associated metabolic activities. And they may lead to some diseases, they may lead to some conditions, abnormal conditions. Now, atherosclerosis is nothing but the deposition of lipid on the inner wall of the blood vessels, which may cause some coronary problems. I mean, the cardiac problems, the problems associated with the heart, blood vessels, etc. Now, cholesterol and triglycerides are the important components of lipid. Increased or decreased plasma lipoproteins are named hyperlipoproteinemia and hypolipoproteinemia respectively. Now, as I told you, any disturbance, any deviation from the normal level of lipids, either increase in the lipid or decrease in the lipid, both are going to create some problems. So, hyperlipoproteinemia, where there is an increase in the plasma lipoproteins. Hypolipoproteinemia is a condition where there is decrease in the amount of plasma lipoproteins. Increased or decreased levels usually occur because of abnormalities in the synthesis of lipids or degradation of lipids and transport of their associated lipoprotein particles. There may be many causes for this abnormal level. The lipid profile is, what is lipid profile? Lipid profile is group of tests that are often ordered together to determine risk of coronary heart disease. It is a good indicator of whether someone is likely to have a heart attack or stroke caused by atherosclerosis. Now, lipid profile of the person indicates whether the person is at risk of a future heart attack or he is not at risk. So therefore, getting the lipid profile done is very important for human beings. Now, what are the causes or what are the risk factors that may increase, that may lead to bad lipid profile, which increase the risk for coronary heart disease? Smoking, then age. Now, older persons have higher risk of coronary heart diseases. And low HDL cholesterol, high density lipoprotein cholesterol, if it is less than 40 mg per deciliter, then it increases the risk of heart disease. Hypertension, the blood pressure which is above 140/90 for long duration, that is also a risk factor. Then family history of premature heart disease, you can call it as a hereditary factor, right? So a family history of heart diseases also puts the person in risk category. Now diabetes, diabetes may make the situation complex. and the risk for coronary heart disease is increased if the person is diabetic. Now remember, high HDL, if the person is having high density lipoprotein, like at the at level of 60 mg per deciliter or above, is considered as a negative risk factor, and its presence allows the removal of one risk factor from the total. In general, a total cholesterol value over 200 mg per deciliter means you have higher risk of heart disease. Now, some of the conditions which increase this risk are biliary cirrhosis condition, familial hyperlipidemias, high fat diet. This I think can be avoided by following a strict diet with less fat food, consuming lower fat food items. Hypothyroidism is another condition which increases the risk of heart disease. Nephrotic syndrome, uncontrolled diabetes, and anorexia nervosa. And low cholesterol levels may be caused by hyperthyroidism, liver disease, malabsorption, malnutrition, and pernicious anemia and celiac disease. So these are the things which may be responsible for the low cholesterol levels. Low cholesterol level is also dangerous. Now, what causes high cholesterol? High cholesterol may be the result of an inherited disease, or it may result from a diet high in saturated fats. For many people, it is caused by a combination of both diet high in cholesterol, saturated fats, and an inherited tendency towards high cholesterol. Now, there is nothing we can do about our genes, but at least we can take care of our diet. So, avoiding a diet which is high in cholesterol, so or a diet having high in saturated fats, can be avoided to reduce the risk of heart diseases or heart attacks. And management. This is the most important thing which can be used to reduce the risk of heart attacks. So diets low in cholesterol, saturated fatty acids. Now these are the two things which you have to remember. Consumption of consumption of food items which are very low in cholesterol. Remember, zero cholesterol is not good, because minimum amount of cholesterol is required for the synthesis of many hormones, steroid hormones, and many other functions. So it is low, not zero. So low cholesterol in our food. Saturated fatty acids, a consumption of saturated fatty acids. Participating in moderate exercise. So moderate exercises will help in increasing the health of the body. If low fat diets and exercise are not adequate to lower the LDL cholesterol, low density lipoprotein cholesterol, to the target value, drug therapy would be the next step. So if the diet, exercise is not going to control the LDL in our blood, then the doctors may suggest the drug therapy. And regular checkups uh, at regular intervals will help to monitor and maintain the health of the person and to avoid the risk of heart diseases. So that's about some general information regarding the clinical importance of